Hey guys, Dark Endless Pit here, back new video. Today I want to talk about how I don't understand how people can somehow achieve happiness and peace in a world that is very fucking brutal, very dark, bleak. The truth is it's very dark and bleak. There's a lot of evidence and facts to back that up, and I look around, I look at all these people, like how are they able to you know, cope with it? How are you able to just pretend it away? Like how do you not get depressed? How do you not like almost feel defeated? After knowing the truth, like how sometimes I ask that myself, like how what keeps you going? What keeps you waking up day after day? What is that push that makes you want to wake up the next day? Especially with all this bullshit that's happening in the world, like. And honestly, it's very difficult for me. It's very difficult for me to find an explanation for it because I am still attached to this world. I'm still addicted. I guess you could say that's an explanation as to why I'm still here. I've had comments telling me, "Oh, well, if you hate it so much, why don't you just get the fuck out?" Uh, just these kind of messages, I'm gonna start blocking it or deleting them. Because it's so beneath my own intelligence and beneath your own intelligence to even ask that or even tell me that. Um, you're pathetic if even wanting to say that to someone. Oh, if you just hate life so much, why don't you just end it? Oh, it's like they've done it themselves. Oh, it's so easy. It's just ignorant people out there. It's hard to find peace in a world that has so many fucking assholes in this world. You could keep chasing your own happiness, and you could keep trying to achieve your own peace in a world like this. But if there were better options for people like me and others, obviously the right today would be the logical solution. In terms of not only for human beings, for animals too, of course. Um, just an option to fucking get out of here gracefully with using our intelligence and not wasting the valuable thing here, which is pain and suffering. Um, you know, and again, this this shouldn't be a surprise for a lot of people. Like 2 plus 2 equals 4. Once you add the facts of life, once you've analyzed life for what it is, yeah, how do you not come to the depressing conclusion like that, like I have? How do you not come to the conclusion that life sucks, that life is a zero sum game that doesn't, you don't get anything out of it besides more pain and suffering in the end? I watch videos, I watch documentaries, try to relate these sense of feel. I don't know, like I just feel hopeless. I feel like I'm just taking day by day, but as time goes on, things get scarier. Things get scarier. I start seeing the aging processes. I start seeing people around me getting older, their health getting worse and worse. And it scares the fuck out of me, man. It scares the fuck that a world like this is seems to be acceptable to a lot of people, to the point where they just are more focused on chasing happiness and peace than actually giving a fuck about the pain and suffering going on. I know I have only so little power with my own hands. I can only do so much, and I feel like at the very least I could do is make videos like this to try to connect with other people that can understand where I'm coming from, that can relate and understand the pain or the feeling of isolation that I'm feeling. It's very difficult to live in a world like this where a lot of people just seem to not give a fuck about the truth or the pain and suffering that a lot of sentient beings have to experience in a world like this. A lot of people don't give a fuck, unfortunately. Like, I don't know. I don't know how bad does it have to get for people to finally fucking accept that life truly does suck. Life doesn't have anywhere to go, and we should try to put an end to it using our intelligence. We shouldn't keep playing this stupid game based off of our feelings. We should be stopping this game based off our logic. logic and not our feelings. And unfortunately, it seems like majority of human beings are just stuck, addicted to a life, and they're addicted to all these distractions and these aspirations and goals. And I think that they're gonna truly make a huge impact in the world. Yeah, maybe you might make some impact, but majority of people don't, and that's the truth. And a lot of people are just trapped in this circumstance where they have a death sentence. They're waiting for the time to come up. And some people don't have the ability to do anything with their lives. It's unfortunate. Some people are born with disabilities, and some people that don't have disabilities, life has fucking screwed them, messed them up. Life has traumatized them. It's given them inabilities to actually be useful. It sucks. It's so tragic about life. It's so tragic being involved in a life like this, where the possibilities of all these negatives are endless, and the positives are, just a handful of things. It's depressing, man. This shit's fucking depressing. I try coping the best I can, whatever I need to do to keep myself sane and functional. But it's hard. It's hard to know what 2 + 2 equals, and people just try to gaslight you and tell you, oh, just focus on the good or chase happiness, or it's not that difficult. It's tough, man. It feels lonely. It feels isolating, and I have people on Discord and stuff like that to try to talk to in terms of like how I feel, and just talk about this life, because this is some fucking crazy shit that we're all involved on. This is our first time doing this whole life thing, and none of us know exactly what the fucking right path is. We can try to make logical conclusions. We try to analyze and try to make smart choices and try to cause as little pain and suffering or minimize it, and try to live a decent life that's not contributing to a lot of pain and suffering. But it's so difficult trying to navigate, try to find that path that's actually clear cut and not that bad. It's so difficult, and you have all these other paths that people are taking, and they think that they're doing more good than harm, but in reality, sometimes they're not doing more good. If anything, they're just perpetuating more harm. You can make the argument that there's doctors, the ones that are helping patients keeping alive, basically, when they're bedridden. They're not really helping, are they? I mean, they're literally pretty much dead already, but they're animated, and they're not functional. They don't have a working body. So would you argue that they're actually creating more positives for that individual by taking care of them? You really think so? Especially when they're bedridden and suffering. These doctors, they know this. They're not stupid people, and yet they truly think what they're doing is making any sense. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's a crazy world we live in, and it's tough. I struggle every day just trying to keep myself sane. It's very difficult. But I think that's all I got for today's video. I don't know what else to say. I just had a lot on my mind with this whole philosophy thing, this whole life thing, and just living day after day. And it's a struggle. It's a mental battle. A lot of this whole life thing, this whole life game, is a mental game. It's all a head game, mainly, because it all has to do with feelings. And you could use your intelligence to overcome those emotions that you have and stuff like that. But the fact is, once you're aware enough, that the truth is depressing, and it's almost, you're almost stuck in a loop, this endless loop of depression, and this dread and this turmoil that that inevitable is going to happen. It's going to be bad, and it's tough, man. It's tough coping with that. I mean, maybe that's why I make these videos. Maybe this is why I try to make videos that talk about life, reality, what the hell is going on here, to make other people feel not as alone in terms of like having this like shared understanding of this world, because this world is an evolutionary game of gladiator war. It's a fucking bad design. It's awful. It's what the fuck is this? What is this shit? Seriously, like it's all fucked up. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's all I got for today's video. Talk to you guys later.